This is Yuki Onna, and she is the boss at the end of the Falling Snow mission in Nioh. And this is a few things I learned when fighting her. Took me a few attempts. Any people who watched the live stream know that I had one unsuccessful attempt, and I spent the rest of my day, the following day, having a couple of goes at her. I think it was about 5 or 6 attempts to try and defeat her. Now, the best way I thought was to, when she gets in close like this, she does this ice breath. That's one of the attacks she uses. You can kind of get in, get some hits on her, and then come back out. That definitely stay away from. You can also do quite a lot of damage at range because she's got quite low health. She's very easy to damage using your bow. Now, when she does this staff, she kind of throws that at you like a boomerang. You can run in, get some hits, and then get out of there. Pro tip: don't get hit by that. It really hurts. She also does this thrusting attack like you see here, where she covers so much range, and it's actually quite deceiving. That was the thing that killed me the most. It took me the longest time to realize how much ground she actually covered with that attack. But as you can see here, she throws the bows out. I run into her, get 3 or 4 shots off. Now you can actually block those. You can't block this. You can actually block those bolts that she throws at you. These attacks that she's doing here are quite easy to dodge. You can just use your regular dodge. I'm getting wrecked with everything. But yeah, the problem with those is they take your stamina away, and she usually does that kind of thrust attack afterwards, and that's basically insta-death. Now, luckily for me, I had a sword that had like a fire damage built into it, so as you can see here, I'm kind of doing some extra damage with my shots. And then just going at range, because the further away these attacks are that she's doing here, the easier they are to read, obviously. So you can kind of get shots off with your rifle. If you've got a hand cannon, obviously the amount of damage they do, that would probably be the more favourable ranged weapon. And obviously you can get your arrows away. And if, like me, now I've kind of messed up with this because I hadn't done the correct training to unlock all the ninjutsu stuff, but I've actually been building ninjutsu quite high in this character. So I now have, after doing this, I've been into the dojo and done some training. I now have a lot more Horokodama and more kind of throwing weapons like shuriken and poison weapons that I can use at a safe distance. Now, back to the boss, back to Yuki Onna. When you get her to around about this health, maybe a little bit lower. There we go, dropped her stamina right down. And then it's time to rip out the living weapon and just finish this bad boy off. I went with a fire element. Obviously, she's going to be a little bit weaker to that than all the other bosses. And that's how I did it. Took me a few attempts, like I said, but once you get the range on that kind of thrust and attack, it's actually quite an easy boss battle. Not the most difficult one out there. So, hope this helps some people on the internet. Hope you have fun defeating this Ice Queen in Nioh. And leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Sub to the channel if you want to see live streams of Nioh and a few character builds I'm going to be doing on the channel coming up soon. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.